is the aim of the Association of Neuroaesthetics, a European initiative originating at the Charité Berlin, to bring together both knowledge acquired and methods employed by contemporary artists and neuroscientists in order to work towards a shared new language. It's the hope of the association that new artistic projects and new approaches in research and the arts may emerge that speak this new language. What does this mean? Actually, we are an association who is following three main fields, or who's working on three main fields. On the one hand, we give education, or we try to provide education. That means that we opened a specialized library on the topic of neuroscience and art, on neuroaesthetics at the Charité. That's how it looks like. It was designed by a wonderful architect called Tammo Prinz in Berlin, and people can find their books on this topic, which are not too much actually, because the field has not too much data collection so far. And the second field we are working, and that's maybe also a main field of us, that we try to conduct and to experiment a new way of public events where scientific knowledge and artistic knowledge and practice and artworks somehow are combined and presented. And here we had our inauguration a year ago with talks by Semir Zeki, Christine Marcel, Philipp Rahm, Ernst Pöppel and Olaf Eliasson, which was a first step. But today maybe will be the second step in this approach. And the third thing is that we support and try to inspire interdisciplinary projects. For example, at the moment we are working together, or we are in the conceptual phase with Florian Hecker on an inverted space, and we started a project with Cecil Tolas, who is doing the wonderful installation today. I want to thank you, by the way, here in this moment. I just say briefly, she did a wonderful installation for us today. It's this smell of Old Berlin here in the library, comes out of this small box there. And in the garden later in the cocktail, you find the smell of New Berlin. And how she did it and how much research is in back of her work, you will find more precisely described in this yellow folders. And yeah, and we finished already a small thing. This was an artist called Valerie Stahl von Stromberg who did a series of photographs in the neurosurgical operation room. This was a small work which was done in my department. I'm in the neurosurgical department in Charité. These are the founding members, without whom this would not be possible. I think I will not name everybody, or I go roughly. Semir Zeki, Vaikozi is the head of the Charité. Uli Tomale is a pediatric neurosurgeon. Eva Runau, she gave a great hand to the work. Without her, it would not have happened. She is the director of the Human Science Center in Munich. Then Tammo Prinz, the architect. Professor Ernst Pöppel, I think I don't have to introduce him, a brain scientist, renowned brain scientist from Munich. Christine Marcel, the contemporary curator of contemporary arts at Centre Pompidou. Daniel Jesse is a finance conductor. Then the old president of the Charité, which is Detlef Ganten, and the new president of Charité, which is Einhard and me. All this would not happen without a team which is working on the daily base for us, and most of them out of interest. And especially I want to thank Elena Agudio, who is really mainly responsible for this happening today. She's a young curator, and you will see her. She's moderating the second panel, and of course Anton, and yeah, you will not know them, but these are the people who did the job. So now I come to today. Today it was not difficult for us to conduct an event, since Daniel Birnbaum already chose a theme for today, which is Fare Mondi, Making Worlds, which has a huge relevance not only to the arts, but also to the modern neuroscience. He says in an interview that the title of Fare Mondi expresses my wish to emphasize the process of creation. A work of art represents a vision of the world, and if taken seriously, it can be seen as a way of making a world. Modern neuroscience understands more and more that the creation, that the brain, the object of study, is creating constantly the world, and the very individual world. And this is a huge theme. And so the idea for today is that we will have parallel talks by artists saying what they understand under this topic and talks by neuroscientists. And we have here really wonderful modern neuroscientists who will say what they understand about this topic. And also, these talks are related, of course, to their works, the works of the artists and the scientists, and also to our field. So we will also express what are the possibilities of a cooperation between art and neuroscience, and also what are the difficulties. And so before I now give over the microphone, I don't have a microphone, to Marino Golinelli. Where is Marino? Okay. And to Heike Mertens, I want to thank again everybody for coming. And I want to express that we have now three sessions, each lasting 50 minutes, starting by one talk by an artist and one talk by a neuroscientist. Then there is a moderator who will open the discussion to the field. So that's how it is. It's an experimental meeting here, and we want to see where we arrive. And now, before I welcome Samuel Zeki and Pei White to give the two first talks, and Ludovica Lumer, gallerist and neurobiologist, who will moderate this, I want to please Marino Golinelli, who's a collector and a philanthropo, who is, without you, it would not have happened. And I think you are working in the field of art and science since more than 20 years. And we're really very honored to be invited by you. So we would ask you to say some words. And after that, we want to thank a lot, one second, Heike Mertens also, who did organize all this here together with us. She is the cultural director of the Ernst Schering Foundation in Berlin, and we also want to thank you very much. So, Marino, you want to say something?
Good afternoon. My name is Golinelli. I'm the president of foundation. Foundation started 20 years ago. It's involved in to develop about science and art, more science, and we are very happy to support such a meeting. So because we believe that new advanced research in neuroscience can be closed very to the art, every kind of art, music, and also. But I think that this is an opportunity to have a meeting so enlarged, international meeting, because I believe that art and science, and neuroscience, are a matter to have a view about the future and innovative creativity. And so I am very happy to be here to support. I remember today to Abushi and other people that I met in Berlin. And so in Berlin, but in other countries, foundation will be support such a research and putting together art and science. Thank you and good luck for everybody.
Yeah, my name is Heike Mertens. I also like to welcome you in the name of the Ernst Schering Foundation, which is located in Berlin. We focus on the support of life sciences and contemporary art, also dances and theater plays, new music, and but a special focus is really on supporting projects at the interface between contemporary art and sciences. In December last year, we organized a workshop in Kunstwerke at the Institute of Contemporary Art in Berlin, where we invited 30 international scientists and artists to discuss about the goals for the future interdisciplinary collaborations between science and arts. And as one result of this workshop, we will open our own project space in Berlin in July to show artworks, installations at the interface to sciences. This will be located unter den Linden in Berlin. And herewith I would like to invite you kindly to be part of the opening at the 2nd of July. We open with Carsten Nicolai, a work which is quite similar maybe to the piece of Florian Hecker, which we see here. because it also refers to a dream and mind machine of the 60s. And now I'm very, very happy to give the word to you, Pei White, and we are very happy to have you here because right now, in this moment, a performance is taking place at your installation at the Arsenal. So we are very happy to have you here with us.
Well, I'm very pleased and honored to be here. I have to say I'm a little bit nervous because all I can do is show my work. And also some sort of, maybe even a question for scientists that's come up in some of my research. So actually it's probably, maybe we'll switch spots. So I wonder if I can get the lights off. I've noticed the contrast and color is really compromised in these. That's great. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to just do sort of an abbreviated, sort of an overview of some recent projects, and they may or may not apply to some of the interest of your institution, but here they are. This is a installation piece that I did in Berlin at Neuger Rimschneider Gallery, where I wanted to have the sense of sort of the perception of chaos, but sort of contained within a sort of set geometry, and then to introduce this other sort of chaos, this kind of water element onto the floor, but yet it was completely static, and it was it's just a 30-foot long sort of congealed plastic piece that gave the sense of water in the space. So this piece on the right called Aviary was meant to suggest this sudden disruption of birds, but yet freeze-framed. The pieces along the back wall here are a series of 12 paper clocks, each representing a sign of the zodiac, and each of them with a sort of portraiture, a way for me to talk about friends and acquaintances through cliches of the zodiac. And so maybe a clock was very precise, and that would be a Virgo, and maybe one that had multiple chimes, and that would be an Aries that chattered on, and just this other type of constructed portraiture. This is a detail of the piece running across the supposed water. And I wanted to introduce, kind of within this overall very kind of sweet color motif, a sudden disruption of a completely different palette, of just kind of this vein. Then this piece was reinstalled at the Hammer Museum in some really horrible architecture, and I kept wanting to make the architecture go away, so I just ran the piece right through areas of glass and just tried to do everything but work within the limitations of the architecture, but also do what I could to kind of deflect what was bad about it. So for instance, there were very few adjustable lights, so I would build the paper pieces around the downlights, and that created this really nice surprise of these kind of color ghosts that happen, you see right at the top, where the light bounced. This is a piece, I think it's a 26-foot drop, and there's these kind of indents where the viewer can enter the artwork and look down at the artwork. Everything was hung at sort of pond level, so this idea that you're entering water and then looking down at the artwork, and the artwork looks back. And this is also at the Hammer, another piece that was hung with just going directly from the downlights. And then I started to play with the sort of vibration possibility of merging threads and getting a sort of peripheral or perceptual vibration. This is a recent project, just along my run where I see debris. It's actually an extension of my studio practice, is to take an hour run and I just wanted to sort of archive this very moment in this place in Pasadena in November on the 13th. So gathering up that kind of gutter situation and then recreating them as this kind of sort of a sculptural scatter piece, this kind of documentation of the gutter. this is also that. This is an installation in Brussels of